Hi, welcome to the demo for the STAR Tutoring chatbot. To talk a little bit about deployment, we have Chris.
Thank you, Leandro. So essentially with deployment, here we have a dummy domain, as you can see with stars tutor spring 2025.dev. This domain is essentially acts as like the client side, and the client side communicates with the MongoDB instance on the Pi 4 using a private VPN called Tailscale. Now, let's move on to the app.
Okay, let's start the enrollment process. So Miguel, can you briefly explain the student enrollment process while I sign up?
Yeah, so in our web app, we have two main enrollment features, and showing up the first one being student. Students are allowed to sign up using their general FIU credentials. So that being their FIU email, first name, last name, the Panther ID, and whichever password they feel comfortable with, right?
Correct.
And for the last step, they will have to insert a PDF of their courses. And from this PDF, the courses that are available, that Stars currently has services for, will be displayed in the bottom. Right.
Right. So these are the current ones that they're tutoring for. I would click sign up. And then if I try to log in, it's currently pending approval because the admin has to approve it. But before we go to the admin side, let's sign up as a tutor. So let's go back to our web page. Let's go to the sign up. And how does the tutor sign up work, Miguel?
So yeah, so the tutor enrollment is basically almost the same as a student. The only exception is that the tutors won't have to throw in a PDF of the courses they're taking. Instead, they have to go through an authentication code. And when they authenticate, they have a list of courses that ideally they'd be tutoring for that they could select. But the general process still remains the same. So general FIU email, first name, last name, Panther ID, and whichever password they feel comfortable with.
Right. And then we sign up. We have a confirmation page. These are the courses that we're taking, correct? And then if we try to sign in, we're going to see the same message, which is that it is pending approval. But now let's actually go to the admin side and let's see how the admin side looks like. So first we have the course menu. So how does the course menu work?
And this is the first part of the admin panel, the course page. Here we will be able to see all the courses being currently offered by stars to be tutored. Here, admins can go ahead and add new classes, as we can see now, and also remove any classes that they're not being able to tutor anymore. Also, at the end of the semester, the admins have the power to archive all the chats done by the students or the tutors. This is a third-party requirement to save all this in our database, and also will prompt all the users to go back and upload their schedules.
Okay, moving towards the students page.
All right, so in terms of students, as Leandro provided earlier, the students are currently in a stage where they have to wait for approval on the admin side. Here you can see we currently have a pending student. Now the admin could either select whatever pending student, or in this case, the current one, you could approve or reject. In this case, we're going to approve. And as you can see, now the pending student has moved down to the enrollment student. However, at the same time, that student will receive a confirmation email whether they were approved or rejected. In this case, they were approved. So once they're in the enrolled students, admins could also select whichever student in this enrolled student sections. They can remove them. As you can see, they were removed. The students could also be revised, meaning they can move back to that pending course section and also send them a notification saying, hey, you need to re-upload your courses again, as well as they can download the current chat of that selected student.
Right. And on the tutor side, it's actually very similar, with the only addition that we have an auth code setup. So the way it would work is that we explained earlier, it would be an orientation that the tutors would go to, and the admin would essentially provide the token to log in, right? So they could either generate a new token here, or they could write whatever they want, and that would be set as the new token. So if we wanted to do this, then that's the new token. And it's the same process for approving or rejecting the tutors. So now we're going to log out and we're going to go on the student side of things to see how that looks like. So I'm going to get my information for the student. There you go. So now on the student side, how does this look like?
Right. So this is the main page. This is where everyone can access their chat bots. So they have their tutor bots, their code bots, and then all the class specific bots. For this case, we have artificial intelligence, advanced database management, and database administration. You have an option to select their current chats with the buttons on the left. So if you click on the new chat ones, it will give you that one. And if you click on the new chat button, it will give you a new chat as well. If you write something down there, it will update the summary of the chats. So for example, this is tell me about the valid allograms on LeetCode. It'll give you this response. It will give you a guided response. It will not give you a direct answer because it will encourage more tutoring like that way. And if you select it to a different chat, it will update that that title. So now you'll see it'll be like that. And then if you want to delete a chat, you click on yes delete, and it will delete the current chat that has the blue dot.
Yeah,
And then
talking a little bit more about the fine-tuned models that we have here. TutorBot is fine-tuned to not give the answer, to provide pseudocode instead of code, and to be more conducive to student learning. We have other examples such as artificial intelligence, database management, which are more course specific. So those have training data that is specific to those courses. So it would give more fine-tuned answers. And the fine-tuning can actually work from the tutor side. So tutors would edit some of their outputs, and that would actually change the fine-tuning. So I'm going to show how that works in just a second. So if you go over to the tutor side, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the tutor side, let's say we have tell me about valid anagram. So let's click fine tune. Let's click completions. And we have this completion right here. Let's go ahead and select that. And we're going to perform some fine tuning. So let's answer some questions that we have here. So this would actually do two separate things. On the one hand, it would create examples, and examples are for the few-shot learning. Few-shot learning affects the output of the models. On the other hand, it creates completions. So completions, think of that as training data for the model, for the fine-tuned model. And so let's go ahead and answer some of these questions here. Okay. And let's now give an answer. So I actually do have an LLM validation system, which would validate whether this answer is complete. I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here. So this answer is complete and thorough. And if I press submit, it would create the training data. If that answer was not thorough, it would not allow me to create the data. And that would conclude the demo for STARS Tutor.
Thank you.
thank you.